We do continue our election coverage. Joining us right now, the current Attorney General and the Republican candidate for Governor of Texas, General Greg Abbott. General Abbott, welcome back to the show. How are you today?
Chad, I'm doing great. Great to be back with you again. I had such a good time out in Lubbock last week, and I'm just looking forward to connecting with voters today and making sure we pull this across the finish line.
Well, the polls are looking great. I know you're encouraging people, and Republicans, I think, have done a pretty good job, or at least Republican candidates have done a pretty good job at trying to motivate people to get out there and vote. Let me ask you this. What do you do on a day like today? On Election Day, where the polls are looking good, are you relaxing a little bit, or are you still out campaigning, talking to voters?
Well, we're campaigning because of several reasons. One is that polls don't win elections, only votes do. And so we have a massive operation across the state to get people to the polls. We will contact more than 100,000 voters today alone to get people out to vote. There's another motivating factor, though, Chad, and that is the fact that yesterday Barack Obama participated in a phone call with Wendy Davis to try to get liberals out to vote in the state of Texas, and we have to keep pace with that effort. We cannot allow the future of Texas to be hijacked by Barack Obama and his agenda, and so we remain fully motivated all day long to make sure that we win this election and keep Texas going in the right direction.
If you win by a large margin today, and I know that's what the Republican message has been is, hey, yes, you all need to get out there and vote. We want to send a message to Democrats. What is that message that you're trying to send not only to Democrats, but really to battleground Texas? It seems to me that's what, besides winning an election, that's another priority, is to send a message to this organization.
Well, we are sending a message, but it's bigger and broader than that, and that is that there are two competing visions for the way this country and the state should be run. Some people want to rack up big debt, like in the federal government. There's the nation $18 trillion in debt. Some people think that the California style of government is the right government. I disagree with all that. I think that the way Texas works is the best way. We believe in individual liberty. We believe in Second Amendment rights. We believe in keeping government off your backs. We believe in the power of the individual as opposed to the heavy hand of government. And so I think if we win big tonight, it will be a strong reaffirmation about the values and principles that have made Texas great in the first place.
Visiting with General Greg Abbott, a Republican candidate for Texas governor. Of course, polls open until 7 o'clock tonight, encouraging people to get out there and vote. When you were in Lubbock and you've been making these last minute, last few day campaign trips, what are you hearing from voters? Are they truly motivated to get out there and vote? I mean, we've seen early voting numbers; they're down. It appears across the state. Why is that? And what are they saying to you?
Well, frankly, when I talk to people, whether it be in Lubbock or any other part of the state, the main thing I hear is fear. People are very fearful and fretful about what they see out of the Obama administration. It could be ISIS. It could be lack of border control. It could be Ebola. There's been a total failure of the Obama leadership, and they want to make sure that that brand of leadership is not imported by the Barack Obama operatives here into the state of Texas. And so they want to make sure that not only that I win, but they want to make sure they get their friends and their relatives out to vote to make sure that we don't allow Texas to be hijacked by the Obama agenda, and to make sure that we keep Texas the number one state for business, for jobs, and for liberty.
We're going to see a whole new line of leadership in this state going forward. Obviously, it's a big ballot out there right now for people to go and vote on. What, in your mind, will Republican leadership and what will leadership in this state look like going into the future under Governor Greg Abbott and under some of these other leadership positions that will be changing here in this state?
You can expect several things. One is we will continue the brand of conservative leadership that's been the hallmark of the state of Texas. You'll see principled leadership. we don't take positions based upon the way the wind blows. We have certain guiding principles that we believe in, such as the Constitution. You know, of all things, we should all be followers and heed the Constitution and those principles. But also, in addition to those things, you will see a brand of effectiveness. We understand that Texas has some challenges, and one thing that we need to do is we need to keep Texas number one in the nation for jobs. We recognize that we need to improve our schools, and we will get that done. But also, you will see that we will do what Barack Obama has failed to do. We will secure our border.
Visiting with General Greg Abbott, Texas Republican candidate for governor. Let me ask you about something that has been talked about nationally and has impacted your race as well, and that is the negative campaigning that's gone on. And it seemed like the nastiest campaign ads have come from Democrats, not only in your race, but nationwide as well. Does it concern you, the state of how some of these races have gone?
You know, I think that the vote tonight in Texas may be a referendum on negative ads. One thing I have heard from people out there of all persuasions and parties is that they are sick and tired of these negative ads. And I got to tell you, I think negative ads play worse in a race for governor than they do in some other races for this reason. In governor, what people want to hear is, what is your vision for the future of the state of Texas? The governor is going to be the leader of this state. And as governor, you have to have someone who's going to be uplifting and cast that vision about what you will achieve. And that is exactly what I've done with my campaign. For my opponent, there's only one message that she has had that the people in the state of Texas clearly know, and that is, my opponent does not like Greg Abbott. But that's the only vision that she's cast, and that is not a vision for a brighter and better Texas.
She obviously has not campaigned with the president. The president has not come down to Texas, but you have linked, and earlier in the conversation you did link them together with this conference call that was made yesterday. How much of the Obama, mindset, the type of agenda that we've seen from the White House, how much of that do you think transfers over into the way of thinking of your opponent?
My opponent has completely adopted the Barack Obama campaign team, his political operation, and has a proven record that she agrees with his philosophy. My opponent hired Barack Obama's national field director, national finance director, national pollster, deputy campaign manager, and Harry Reid spokesperson. So she basically imported the Barack Obama team. And it's no surprise, because she has votes the way that Barack Obama would vote, and that is for higher taxes, for the heavy-handed regulations that puts government first and people last. And she's voted against gun rights. She's even took a position against God and the Pledge of Allegiance. And these and other kinds of issues are just against the values and principles of Texas, and we cannot allow that liberal agenda to hijack this state, and that's exactly why I'm asking the people of Texas to please go cast your vote today to make sure Texas stays on the right track.
I saw a comment yesterday, and I thought it was interesting. I don't know if you've heard anything like this. Have you heard from Democrats who have said Battleground Texas doesn't get us? They don't get even Texas Democrats. That there are so many outsiders who have flooded in to the state of Texas running this campaign that even Texas Democrats have noticed that they don't exactly understand what being a Democrat even in Texas means.
Well, remember this, and that is that Wendy Davis has strongly aligned herself with Battleground Texas because they do agree with the same liberal philosophy. But what I have heard is I've had countless Democrats come up to me and say they're voting Republican for the first time because they're finally realizing that what the Democrats stand for is really against true American principles. And they are leaving the Democrat Party, coming to the Republican Party because they see that the Republican Party really is the party for jobs. So if you want to start a business and grow a business and achieve something in life here in the state of Texas, you need to be voting for Republican values and principles. If you want a brighter future for your children and have them grow up in a state that's going to be prosperous and allow them the freedom, then you want to be a part of the Republican Party.
Last question I have for you. How do you think the Hispanic vote goes tonight?
You know, we've worked so hard to connect the Hispanic vote and the Republican Party because the underlying values of the Hispanic community and the Republican Party really are the same. My wife comes from an Hispanic community, and the most important thing in their family is faith. The second most important thing is freedom, and the third is family. And those underlying principles are the same underlying principles of the Republican Party. I think we have made that clear, and as a result, I think that we will get a significant percentage of the Hispanic vote in Texas.
Visiting with General Abbott, a Republican candidate for Texas governor. I'll give you the next 30 seconds to a minute to motivate those voters out there to get out and vote here in Texas.
I really need everyone listening to go vote. If you voted, get somebody else to vote, because Barack Obama is working to turn out the liberal vote in the state of Texas. Texas is and must remain the greatest state in the United States of America. If we lose Texas, we lose America. With me as your governor, I will keep Texas number one for jobs, number one for education, and I will secure our border. But I can't do those things without your vote.
General Abbott, as always, a pleasure visiting with you, and we wish you the best of luck. We'll speak to you in the future.
Sounds great. Take care.
You too. That's Attorney General Greg Abbott, Texas Republican candidate for governor.